Hello, beautiful, gorgeous souls. It is the week of the 23rd of April, and I'm going to be reading the frequencies that we are going to be creating through this coming week. And I want to thank you all for joining me and sharing your frequency with these collective consciousness readings that we are continuing to offer, and really want to give a moment of super grace for all that we are navigating and creating, and that the initiations that we are walking through in our human experience at this time. And the theme that is really strong this week is super grace, is us being able to give ourselves the beauty, the harmony of grace in every moment, and then being able to be compassionate with ourselves for the initiations that we're going through. We are all going through initiations, and there isn't a soul on earth who isn't transforming, transmuting, whether they are conscious of it or not. And there are some who are choosing to stay connected into the illusion of certainty, the illusion that if they just keep doing the same thing, everything will turn out all right. And that is simply an illusion. And those of us who are waking up, those of us who are choosing to navigate this beautiful gift, this opportunity that we are being given to create a new reality here on earth and to birth the new golden age of humanity here on earth and to evolve as a species, are the way showers. We are the ones who are walking this path with intention. We are the ones who are walking this path with courage. We are the ones who are stepping into that discomfort and going into our challenges, into our growth edge willingly, because we know that is where we have the power to create worlds. And so giving ourselves the grace, the compassion, the reverence for all that we continue to show up for, then allows us to extend that to everyone in our reality, and to share that grace, share that compassion, share the love that we are cultivating for ourselves with everyone in our reality. And beautifully, that amplifies the frequency. And that's why I call us frequency holders, because we are consciously choosing to amplify the frequency of our own reality and then share our frequency with the collective. So the energies this week, when I tapped in, I felt a swimming of energy around me, this torus of energy swimming, and then it started to break apart and become disharmonic, and to move in different frequencies colliding and clashing with each other. And I asked to understand this frequency shift that we're in. And what I saw was disembodied souls, so out of our bodies. And I recognized that about 60 to 70% of the people on the planet are not in their bodies. And so, as above, so below. This we've heard. And what does that mean? What that means is that we have the ability to choose to be in our bodies, to resonate to the frequencies that are available to us, and to know that as we are sovereign in our own right, in our own dominion over our creation, over our reality, that we have the ability to bring all of us into the present moment and choose to be human first. Choose to be here on the planet, to show up for this initiation that we're all moving through, and to move in and out of the experiences that we're having with grace and with gentleness and with compassion for ourselves and all of the people in our reality. And so, as we take responsibility for our emotions, as we take responsibility for our emotional needs, we meet our own emotional needs. And we take responsibility for everything that we are experiencing in our reality, because we create everything that we are experiencing in our reality. Then we become truly sovereign. We become the creators of our reality, and we become empowered to change what is not working in our reality and then contribute those changes to the collective consciousness. We are all connected. And so we contribute to the collective consciousness. And when we are choosing to take self-responsibility for everything that we feel, everything that we do, all of the ways that we respond, all of the ways that we react, all of the conscious and unconscious thoughts that we have, when we choose to take responsibility, we are becoming self-governing. This is where we step into our mastery. This is where we step into master receivership of our own consciousness, and more of our superconsciousness embodies into the present moment and guides our choices, our experiences, our realities. And so this energy that we're in of the collective, a huge percentage of the collective not being in their bodies, is causing more disharmonic frequencies, and those energies impact us if we are also not in our bodies. So that is our work to do this week, is to choose in each and every moment to stay in our bodies. And this takes great courage. And so I want to give a huge bow of gratitude to all of us who choose to stay in our bodies and take responsibility, even when it is challenging, even when frustration arises or holy fire arises, or some of the other more challenging experiences that we have when we are working with the shadow. And that is what is happening. The collective shadow has risen, and we are all seeing it now. And therefore, individually, we are meeting the parts of us. I want to really clearly define the shadow, the parts of us that we have neglected, rejected, or denied exist. The parts of us that we're embarrassed by, the parts of us that we don't know how to navigate, the parts of us that we don't want to navigate. And this is part of being human. And one of the ways that we can go about working with this is so beautiful and so simple, is to notice when we're judging ourselves or someone else, and to simply say, there I go again, being human. And to accept the parts of us and what that we don't want to accept, the parts of us that we have placed in the shadow. And what that does is it brings us back into coherency. It brings us back into a unified wholeness, into our sovereignty. It brings us back into embodiment. All of us being here present and welcome. So, the mind, the beautiful mind, and we're still working with this energy of understanding and mastering the mind, the compartments of the mind. So if we can move into the superconscious mind, the superconscious self, and we can remain there for longer and longer periods of time, then we become masters of our reality, and we begin to magnetize to us the experiences that we want to be having instantaneously. And so we also need to recognize when our subconscious mind, and this is a beautiful hack to move into the subconscious mind, is to notice when we are criticizing another, when we are judging another, when we are disconnecting or pushing away the experience that we're having. We are abdicating our self-awareness, our self-responsibility, and we can simply observe when we're doing that and come back to center, come back to internal focus, and accept what is happening in the present moment in all of its totality. So not separating, not allowing the subconscious mind, where the programs are stored that pull us back into the old paradigm of illusion that we're safe if we just keep doing what we've done, if we just keep saying yes, if we just stay a little longer in the job that we hate, if we just stay longer in the relationship that has outlived its usefulness, if we just comply, then we're going to get a reward. And this is the old system that we are deconstructing, the shadow of humanity that we are deconstructing, and we are being given this beautiful opportunity to re-architect a new reality where we do not separate anything, where we don't disconnect ourselves from anything. We completely accept what is happening in the present moment, and we love all aspects of ourselves. We self-honor. We take self-responsibility for our needs. If we have a need that is unmet, we don't seek to get it met outside of us. We don't try to make the external reality conform to our need, our emotional need. We actually go internal. We go inside and we ask, what need do I have that is not being met, that did not get met? And we start to give that to ourselves, acceptance. We give ourselves love. We give ourselves encouragement. We give ourselves affirmation. We give ourselves the gentleness that we maybe didn't receive. We give ourselves what we need in each and every moment, and therefore we become the sovereign masters of our domain. We are creating from our totality. And so, embodiment versus grounding. I wanted to really touch on this space of our awareness because we've practiced grounding for so long, and we've been taught about forest bathing, and we have understood grounding to the earth, grounding to the Schumann resonance, the frequency of the earth, grounding to the magnetic field of the earth, grounding to the gravitational field of the earth. And yes, all of these practices are beautiful. And if there are parts of us that have separated off, have gone out of the body in order to avoid discomfort, in order to avoid dealing with something that is present in our reality that we don't maybe understand or know how to navigate in the present moment. This is where we step into accepting all that is, and that's when we are able to access our internal knowing. This is part of our sovereignty. This is choosing to be human first. This is knowing that, yes, we are divine beings. We are fractals of God's source. We are fractals of Creator. We are infinitely powerful. We are infinitely blessed with the ability to create and architect our realities. And if we're not fully here, fully present, embodied in the body, then we are disempowering ourselves. We think that we are empowering ourselves by avoiding discomfort or avoiding being here on the planet. And actually what we're doing is exactly the opposite. So checking out, not being present, allowing the constructs that have been created to completely fragment our ability to focus. This is so key. This is so key to us becoming the sovereign creators and creating heaven on earth now, is that we have been trained to be distracted. We have been trained to multitask and to be able to pride ourselves on the ability to do 100 things at one time. And what that really does is it fragments our ability to be empowered and embodied. And most of the time, we are not in our bodies and we are not able to take full self-responsibility because we're not present. And we then have space in our consciousness for this mind virus of fear to come in and start making a muck, start directing and guiding us from our subconscious programming of disempowerment, of fragmentation. And then we begin to scatter to the winds. We begin to be partly present and partly not. We begin to look for ways to suppress the anxiety, to suppress the intense feelings and emotions that arise when we're fully present. And we become disempowered to do anything to transform our current experience because we are not present in our bodies. So the mind, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind want to seek certainty that it is right, and it wants to always return to what it knows. So moving into the superconscious mind is very simple. And the way to do this is to train your ability to focus. And so how do we focus? No one's really ever taught us how to focus before. And if we haven't practiced focusing, then we are disempowered because we have been trained to practice not being focused. We've trained ourselves to practice distraction, suppression, scrolling, digitizing, looking for a way out of whatever is discomfort, whatever feels like the unknown to us. And this is where we are headed. We are going into the unknown because what we are going to create has never been created before. And so the simplest way to begin to learn how to focus is very simple, and the mind always wants things to be complicated. And so we're gonna bypass the conscious and subconscious and unconscious mind and go directly into the superconscious mind. The superconscious mind is in the prefrontal cortex. It is an actual part of the brain. So we are going to focus our attention on our prefrontal cortex, and it is very, very beneficial. I'm going to slow everything down. It is very beneficial to use your imagination when we go into these spaces of changing our reality. It is beautifully beneficial to turn on your imagination, to turn on play, and just allow whatever arises to be experienced in this moment. So I invite all of us to lower or close your eyes, to turn off the external stimuli of the world around us. And this is one way to bring our awareness to focus. And then to visualize, see, sense, make it up, play your prefrontal cortex, the area of your brain that is right behind your forehead. And then to bring all of your attention to the center of your forehead and turn it on, illuminate it, bathe it in gold light. And when your mind tries to distract you from this focus, bring your mind gently back and bathe your forehead and the part of your brain that is right behind your forehead in beautiful harmonic gold light. And simply to use your time to focus this way for 1 minute. Starting off with 1 minute. Set a timer, close or lower your eyes, bring your attention to your forehead, turn on your imagination, and focus on the part of your brain that is directly behind the bone of your skull, that is your forehead, and bathe it in gold light, and continue to bring your awareness back to this over and over again until that 1 minute timer goes off. Could you feel the frequency field drop into harmonic resonance when we did that? That is what focus feels like. So practicing focus is our beautiful way to navigate these energies this week. I encourage all of us to practice this beautiful, simple practice of focus. This is the most empowering thing you can ever do for yourself. This is the most powerful way that you can contribute to the collective consciousness raising on this planet and the species of humans evolving into our mastery, into our maturity, into our creatorship, by simply choosing each and every day to practice focus. And dropping into the frequency of coherence that brings into our entire biofields, into our nervous system, into our intuition, into our emotional system, into our energetic system, into our minds, into our awareness, into all of the systems of our bodies. It brings everything into harmonic resonance with the one, with the self. And then all of the tension, all of the stressors in our cells, in our stem cells, in the nucleus of our bodies, in our energetic fields, in our harmonic resonance, back into harmony, back into unification. So, embodiment versus grounding is the way that we are going to be able to navigate these initiations that we are moving through with grace, with compassion for ourselves and our beloveds and the strangers that we encounter, and for all of life, for all of the experiences that we're having. And where this brings us is another place that I want to really reference with embodiment is, yes, practice grounding, but practice this embodiment by focusing our attention like a laser on our internal reality, where we have the power to create worlds within worlds, because we have the power to choose how we are showing up in the world. We have the power to choose the path of least resistance. We have the power to choose to be in discomfort in order to change. We have the power to choose to know that in each and every moment we are safe, we are provided for, and we are guided by our true selves, our superconscious selves, our God selves at all times. And then to bring that embodied presence all the way into our individual each and every now moment and focus there. And then the other thing that I really want to just open this topic, and we can talk more about this as time progresses, just to briefly touch on our masculine and feminine energies are in a cocoon right now. And to be really gentle with ourselves, because there is a transformation happening to bring our masculine and feminine energies into coherence, into our internalized state, for our ability to create from both our masculine and feminine energies. So the message of encouragement and love for this week is just to have crystal clarity about what you are choosing in each and every moment, and to choose to focus and to choose to nurture yourself, to choose to learn to nurture and be present for yourself and to meet your needs, and to move into the space of embodied shadow work in a voluntary way, so that the initiations that arise are being met with your most benevolent, loving, kind, and compassionate, accepting self. So thank you so much for joining me for this frequency intel, and please like, share, and comment. I love reading your comments, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you are doing to navigate these incredible times that we are in. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. And we move through it. We do create heaven on earth. We do create the new paradigm. And I just encourage us all to be loving and compassionate, and to say yes to each and every initiation as it arises, and to know that we do have the power and the courage and the strength to move through what we are being given to move through at this time, and to call on the beings of light who love us unconditionally to hold us in the times when we need that beautiful frequency support to move through and navigate the earth plane as it is being offered to us at this time. I love you infinitely.